Okay, now it's recording. All right, go ahead.
Consider the 5 individuals with the different occupations. In a barter system, which of the following pairs has a double coincidence of wants? And I put D, none of the above.
That's what I put.
Me too. Okay, I'll take number 2. The existence of money. B, makes trade easier.
Yep.
That's what I put.
I can do number 3.
Okay.
Which of the following is a store of value? And I put A, cash and stocks.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I put.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
I'll do number 4. Which list ranks assets from most to least liquid? And I put B, currency to stocks to fine art.
Agreed.
Yep.
I'll do 5. When colonists in Virginia used tobacco as money, their money A was a commodity money.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, number 6. Which of the following is not included in M1? I put C, savings deposits.
Yep.
All right. Number 7, savings deposit are included in, and so from the one before it, we know it's not an M1. And so I put B on that one.
Yep.
Yes. Yep. All right, number 8. Economists call an institution designed to oversee the banking system and regulate the quantity of money in the economy. And I put A, central bank.
Yep.
Yes.
And number 9, all Fed purchases and sales of B, government bonds, are conducted at the New York Fed's trading desk.
That's what I put.
Yes.
Same.
Okay, number 10, on a bank's T account, which are part of the bank's assets? C, reserves but not deposits made by its customers.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I put.
All right. 11, a bank has 8,000 in deposits and 6,000 in loans. It has loaned out all it can given the reserve requirement. It follows that the reserve requirement is C, 25%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, number 12. If the reserve ratio is 5%, then 500 of additional reserves can create up to, and I put C, 9,500 of new money.
And I got B.
I got B as well.
Second time I did it. What did you get, Mark?
I also put B. Are you subtracting the 500 from the 10,000, Bob? Is that how you?
Yeah. Yes.
Create up to.
Well, because the where were we in there when it talked about hang on, I'm trying to.
I think it's on 332. Is that the right page?
That's what I had originally got, but after I listened to her lecture, I did the problem again, and I came up with 10,000 that time.
Okay, on 391 when it gives that first T, and anyways, and it breaks down the assets over on 330, and then when you jump over to 331, it talks about the money supply equals the currency plus demand. So instead of it being, it was only 190, and so that was. So yeah, so I subtracted from that instead of it being the full 200. Okay, so it's 10,000.
Yeah, and the easiest way I ended up coming up with a formula for that was you take the reserve and divide it by the deposit, and that gives you your percent, and then you take the reciprocal of that, which that's 5%. Let's see, the 5%, which is 1 over 5% equals 20. So you do the 20 which is your money multiplier by what the additional reserve, which is 20 times 500, and that's the 10,000.
Okay, I
That
see.
makes sense.
Yes.
I had to read the book twice, do this, then listen to her lecture, and then I finally figured out what I had been missing.
Okay.
So hopefully I
Thank
get
you.
the next one. You're welcome.
Yeah, it also says here in the book, it says that if the reserve ratio were only 1/20 or 5%, then the banking system would have 20 times as much in deposits as in reserves,
Right.
implying a money multiplier of 20. And then it says each dollar of reserves would generate $20 of money. So.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, but you made me think there, Bob, because that's a good question as to whether or not you would include the reserve if you would subtract that $500 or not. But it looks like not.
All right.
That's a good thought, though.
So then for 13, if the reserve ratio is 8%, then the decrease in reserves of 6,000 can cause the money supply to fall by as much as, and I put B, 75,000.
That's what I put
as well.
Yeah. Okay, 14. In Yugo land, the money supply is 8 million and reserves are 1 million. Assuming that people hold only deposits in no currency and that banks hold no excess reserves, then the reserve requirement is, I put B, 12.5%.
That's what I got too.
That's what I put. You know, it's kind of funny that I got those last two right and I jacked them 12. Now that I look, that doesn't make any sense at all. Okay.
All right, 15. The federal fund rate is the interest rate that, and I put C, the feds charge banks for loans.
Yep.
I put A on that one.
I put A.
It's on, where's that at?
I put C. Fed charges banks. Charging another.
It's on page 340, the first question and answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it says the federal funds rate is the short-term interest rate that banks charge one another for loans.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
I believe you.
Okay.
We on 16? Is it my turn?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Which of the following can banks use to borrow from the Federal Reserve? And I put A, the discount window or the term auction facility.
Yep.
Yep, that's what I got as well.
Okay. 17, when the Fed conducts open market purchases, I put A, it buys Treasury securities, which increases the money supply.
That's
Yes.
what I put.
Okay, 18. I'm not going to read this scenario. Suppose the Bank of Tassie loaned the banks of Tassie 10 million Tasses. Suppose also that both the reserve requirement and the percentage of deposits held as excess reserves stay the same. By how much would the money supply change? And I put B, 200 million.
I got 250 million, but then after her email that said that wasn't the answer,
Right.
then I knew I was wrong.
So the way I figured it is you have to, when I read through the book again, and so both the reserve requirement and the percentage of deposits. So I put 300 plus 75
Uh-huh.
divided by 7,500 to get the what's it called? Reserve ratio,
Uh-huh.
and that was 5%.
Okay.
And so that has a multiplier of 20.
Uh-huh. 10.
So when you add 10 million, right? So when you add 10 million, when you loan 10 million to the banks, then multiply that by 20, and that gives you 200 million.
So you did the 300 million in the reserves with the 75 in
The excess, yes.
Now I added the 225 for the treasury bonds, so that's where.
Right, right. They're not holding that in excess.
They're not holding it. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is an asset, but it's not considered part of the reserve. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they can turn around and sell those.
Okay. Makes sense.
All right. So 19. During a bank run, depositors decide to hold more currency relative to deposits, and banks decide to hold more excess reserves relative to deposits. And I put B, both the decision to hold relatively more currency and the decision to hold relatively more excess reserves would make the money supply decrease.
Yes,
That's what I put. All right. Ready for number 20?
Yep.
Yes.
The Fed's control of the money supply is not precise because, and I put D, the amount of money in the economy depends in part on the behavior of depositors and bankers.
Yep.
That's what I put as well.
Yep, me too. All right.
You guys are
Wasn't too
awesome.
bad.
It'd have been done a long time ago if Christina could show up on time.
And they're all right, too.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
All right. An A's an A. I'm not too choosy.
Well, good deal.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
You guys have a good week.
You
Night.
too.
You too.